Hello, this is Wes Hickey, Chair of the Department of Educational Leadership at the University of Texas at Tyler. I want to talk about Covey again, this time Habit 3, which is putting first things first. And I really like this one because it really makes a lot of sense in the environment that we work in today. For example, is that we have a lot of things trying to get our attention, such as social media. And social media is something that would fall into the not important and not urgent, but it keeps drawing us into it and is a huge time waster, and it keeps us from doing things that are more important. And we also have things that sometimes are important and are very urgent. And so that puts us sometimes into this crisis mode, and that happens. But we don't want to live in that. We don't want to live in crisis all the time. And if we stay in the important but not urgent area, things tend to go much better. Those types of things, if we work within that, which does the planning and the goal setting, they even mentioned exercise and trying to take care of yourself is very important there as well. And you start creating that foundation for making everything else work better. But the one I really want to hit in this one, when you put first things first, because we work with people. In our school systems, you work with students, you work with your coworkers, administrators, you work with your teachers. We want to make sure that within that, we build great relationships. If you build those great relationships over time and take a day in, day out approach to really trying to work with other people effectively, then you build that solid foundation for making everything else work better. So what are steps to building great relationships? First of all, recognize others. When people are doing things well, whether it be students, and hey, if you're principals, if you're finding your teachers, make sure that they know how much you appreciate what they do, that you take the time to sometimes little notes, little things like that to recognize the achievements that they bring in. The other part is take responsibility. Don't start blaming everybody else when things don't go well. In fact, what I always say is that leaders always, whether it is true or not, whether they should be the one that take responsibility, I always say, hey, my fault, I'll take care of it. And they don't try to say, no, 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 and point fingers at everybody else. You've got to make sure that you take responsibility, and that's part of building relationships and part of being a leader. Be honest, because it is hard to overcome a situation in which you have been deceitful at some point. You always want to make sure that you're forthright and honest with what you do and how you work with other people. And frankly, you've got to do what you say you will do. If you're going to step in and say you're going to do something somewhere down the line, make sure you do it. But the truth of the matter is that building these great relationships is going to set the foundation for anything else you have going on. And we need to do it starting very early in the school year with our teachers, with our students, and with anybody else that we deal with. Here at UT Tyler, let us know what we can do for you. And remember to inspire and educate, the architects of human potential.